People who show up gain the most experience. Reviewers look out for, the time spent. You're at home right now, right? What inspiration do you have? What's the worst they can do? Say no, right? All the what ifs. So rather than being in that space, give it a try. So you've been planning, yes, chief planner. You've imagined it. Now it's time to get out of your head. The world is a global village, and if you're not moving at the wave it's going, you'll be left behind. Hi there, my name is V and welcome to the channel. So you want to improve your work experience or maybe add to your CV or while away time and don't know where to start? Well, watching this video is a great start as I'm going to be sharing 5 top tips that help me gain over 5 years experience without even having a job. When you want to learn more, then let's dive right into the video. So guys, my first tip would be volunteering. If you get that right, then you're on the right track. If you didn't, don't worry about that. So I started volunteering in 2017 with the Guru Foundation. I started out as a menial volunteer. At first, I really didn't understand what volunteerism was about. I was just in for, helping people. I loved the idea about, devoting my time to support other people, and that was why I signed up for it. I never knew that in the long run it was gonna pay me. Obviously, this was something I loved doing and I invested so much time and energy. I started out as a normal volunteer. I became really active. I went on to become the administrative officer and I went on to become the communications officer. All these experiences I gained it at this foundation without even having a job. So what is volunteering? Volunteering is more like devoting your time and energy for the benefit of other people. It is more like a social responsibility and not for the financial gain. With volunteering, the reward is far greater than the finances because it is an investment that will pay in the long run. So if you're thinking about volunteering, think about the things that align with your goals, your passion. So let's say you love helping street kids. There are different organizations out there that you could reach out to or do your researches and decide to sign up as a volunteer. Trust me, this is going to help in the long run. Or maybe you're passionate about helping older people. I'm pretty sure that there are different and diverse communities that provide solutions to this. You can always sign up for that. Don't let your fears or concerns about finances get in the way of volunteering because the experiences there are far greater, just like I said, than the financial rewards. So give it a try. In that community of yours, I'm pretty sure there are people who are doing social good around you. Research on them, sign up for their outreaches, and ensure that you show up. It is one thing to do all this, it is another thing to actually show up. People who show up gain the most experience. Personally, when I put my mind into something, I ensure that I do that thing to the end. I hope that is you. And if you take volunteering like your own thing, it's gonna pay you in the long run. Don't worry about the rewards in times to come. Just do your work. In the end, everything is gonna pay. And you would be able to say that you acquired a certain level or a certain amount of experience at this place within this period. And that is good enough for your CV because lots of reviewers look out for the time spent in volunteering and other things I'm about to list, which leads me to the next one. So my second tip would be internship. So what is internship? Internship is a professional work experience provided by organizations or brands. This is usually short term, but sometimes could increase, could be contractual, and then your contract could be increased above your time. So let me share a story. The first official job I gained was through internship. So I came in as a yearly intern in an organization, and I ensured that I put in my very best. Remember what I said about putting in your best? Well, my favorite quote is actually from Philip Stanford, if I did not get it wrong, which says, anything worth doing is worth doing well. So if you want to devote your time for internship, ensure that you're doing it well. Emphasis on well, because it is during this process that people get to see the work you do, people get to, test you. You're being put through vigorous processes. How you come out determines if your contract would be extended, right? So I started this role as an intern for a period of, I think, 3 to 4 months, thereabout. And afterwards, I gained the role of the assistant programs manager. So imagine, from volunteering in 2017, I acquired skills as an administrative officer. I had a background knowledge of administrative work, and when it was time to, transition to a different role, there was like a gap. I had to fill in that role and then had a replacement, and I got a different role, which is the communications role. From volunteering, I transitioned into internship, and this was because I had access to the yearly program. But aside that, before then, I had been, going after what I want. I am not scared, and this is the kind of energy I'm putting into you. You have that big company that is in your community and they align with your passion. It's something you see yourself doing in the long run. Go for it. Just pick up a letter, write an application, indicating your interest, indicating your strengths and what you expect to gain. Indicate why you are an asset to this organization, and trust me, I don't think they want to say no, because first off, they might give you the impression that this whole work you're working for free, we may likely not pay you. Well, like I said, you're not going there for the financial reward, but trust me, they're gonna pay you for your labor if you're consistent. But first off, you have to erase that mindset of getting paid. There'll come a time in your life where you wouldn't need to be doing all this free work, because this is like a process, right? And I believe you believe in trusting the process. So trust the process. So if I didn't come in as an intern, they wouldn't have seen my strengths. They wouldn't know how capable I was in handling this specific role, not to talk of assistant programs manager. So through internship, I got the opportunity to enter this organization that I never thought of going into, right? But because, I should give it a trial, I decided that this was the organization that I was going to go for. And because I believe in myself, I have already acquired skills as a volunteer. So coming into the organization would be helpful to both of us. So companies, reviewers also, they want to know what they're going to gain from you, and they also want to know what you would gain, because you can't come with the whole charade that I just want to invest my time, I just want to impact. But why? Like, give them reasons, state it out. If you're writing an application to them, if you don't apply, you will just be relaxing and thinking about all the possibility, all the what ifs. So rather than being in that space, which I obviously don't like to be in, give it a try, go for it. You see that company that aligns so much with what you believe in or where you see yourself in a few years to come, give it a try. If you can't get in through internship, you will definitely get in through volunteering, because they all have the idea that, okay, volunteerism is free. They might give you stipends, but don't be just like I said. If you're going with the financial reward mindset, you would gain little or nothing, and the possibility of getting an extended contract would be very small, right? With internships, you get the opportunity to enter places that you would never imagine to have been in. So through internship, I was able to meet different important persons. I believe the saying that your network is your net worth. Before your network becomes your net worth, you have to be, worthy of it, right? Anyways, so on to the next one, which is seminars workshops, and conferences. Let me use this opportunity to appreciate the different seminars, the different conferences I have been to, I've been a part of. I don't want to miss any, but some, the past 3 years, that have played integral roles in my life, like YALI, like MCW Global, like UNESCO APSU. I attended seminars, workshops, young leaders conferences. You see all these things, you should go for it, you should apply for it. Okay, you might say, V, all these things you're mentioning are more like international and you want to go community wise. Like, I'm sure there are different conferences that are being held in your community or in your state. It's just that you're not looking for it. Or maybe you are, but you're not just moved to attend. And this is the sign. If you have been looking for one, attend that conference, attend that seminar, because it is in these places that you get diverse opportunity. So you become a part of an alumni, you become a part of different bodies that will give you access to more opportunity. I don't even want to dive into the resources that you would gain whilst going through these different sessions, conferences, and the rest. And all these are very integral to your work experience. In your CV, you have a place where you state your experience, like trainings attended. You don't have that place, you should include it, because that is where you get to include that. Okay, I've acquired skills in this particular aspect. Like last year, I got accepted into UNESCO APSU. I was like one of the youth leaders for the UNESCO APSU, and I had access to resources on global citizenship education. This is something that I've always been learning on the surface. This time I had resources. If you can see my table, I have some of the books there. Different resources which helped me also implement my own project. So it expanded my horizon, exposed me to new paradigms of education and how I could implement my project, which is on mental health, alongside global citizenship, alongside skills. So seminars are a must. So if you're this person that is like, oh, V, I don't like to go out, I don't like to socialize. Okay, no one is asking you to socialize. Just attend the conference, right? You wouldn't know. You would miss the opportunity. And some of them give you certification. So let's say now I've gotten certification on global citizenship education, which has helped me now to implement my project, which that project I got a funding actually from an organization which is MCW Global. So if I did not attend this other conference, how would I have had that idea that I could have this merger? Like I was exposed to a different dynamic entirely. This is what conferences, seminars do. Enables you to reach your full potential. So whenever you have the opportunity to attend conferences, seminars, some of it are not always free, but the free ones, always go for it, because I don't want to stress on it. So if you're that person that has always been saying, I don't like conferences, aspire to acquire. Not all conferences are aspire to acquire. And then what is wrong with actually gaining inspiration once in a while? Because you're at home right now, right? What inspiration do you have? Or how many have you gained? So being in that, don't get me wrong, why you should be in these places is because of the opportunities to learn or have access to a network, like the alumni network. Please sign up for that conference. This is your sign. The next tip I would love to give is on learning a skill. Well, there are different platforms which you could acquire skills, right? Because People need to know that you have this expertise. So aside volunteering and acquiring skills via internship, you also need to learn professionally, right? So that you could be taken seriously. Yes, and also to increase your own intellect, right? I am a big fan of paying for courses. Yes, you see that course that is $20, whatever. Consider it, pay for it. Trust me, in the long run, you would notice that the things that you acquired in maybe during your volunteerism at the time you were interning at a particular organization, they didn't go in depth. So volunteerism, yes, it gives you on-site experience, hands-on experience, but learning a skill, especially there are free courses, yes, but then there are also professional courses. Like there are free courses that are also professional courses. Hope you get that. With these, you can say you're a certified graphics designer. So if you were volunteering as a graphic designer, you've taken it to a different level, right? You now have certification. We have different course platforms that you could take courses on. We have Coursera, we have Allison. There are different courses. So do your research. In fact, doing research is supposed to be like my first tip, but it goes with every other tip, right? So do your research. Research on volunteerism, right? Research on internships. You can also research on seminars and conferences, and then research on different platforms that can give you access to resources for free. They are out there. Like right now, tech is taking people's jobs and skills, and you're still relaxed. I'm here to poke you. This is me poking you. Get up. Okay, so learn that skill. Personally, I think at some point in my life, it's crazy, right? I have entered places. I am very audacious, especially when I want to do something. My life revolves around volunteering internship. So there was a time I was volunteering, like my time at the Guru Foundation. I am still there though. We had like a slashed price, right? There was this training on graphics design. At the time, I just felt like, okay, I needed this skill, right? And then I'm gonna be, handling communication, so might as well come in handy. I applied for it, and then it was more like discounted price for members of the foundation. So at the time, we paid like 5,000 naira, and that was it. 5K for your experience. And I went for it. I learned that for my personal use initially, and also to improve the organization I was working in, like myself as well. But now that background on, different ways of doing designs is still with me. Never ever sleep on gaining a skill. Whether it is free or paid, ensure that you learn that skill. Pay for it if you have to. You see that online course you started, this is a sign. Go back to the course, go and finish up and get that certification and add it to your CV. You see, you don't have a job, you didn't do any job, you just learned this skill. Most of it or some of it for free, but then added advantage, right? No knowledge is a waste, and you know that you don't need me doing the whole aspire to acquire again. So on to the next one. So I guess this is the point where I say start. Yes, you've acquired all these skills, or you've worked with organization, and you have the passion, you have the calling to actually start a community project. Then just start it, right? If you know that you can't afford to start one, then you can donate to an organization. But if you know that there is an issue in your community, you don't have to solve the entire problem in the world. Personally, in my community, I go after, I'm providing solutions to mental health concerns like anxiety, stress, depression. And I do this by creating a support group. After 2 years, we transitioned from support group to, mentally aware global citizens, which I got a grant for. So this At the little steps I took, I volunteered for a specific period of time. I acquired skills. I realized that this is something that aligned with my personal experience, because I had like a personal experience with mental health. That's a different story for another day. But then this is something I decided to devote my time to. So I started. I saw this need that young people, especially in 2020, I'm sure you remember, there was like a peak of like suicide and the whole depression episode. Yes, so I decided that this is the solution my community needs, right? I didn't want to go for a conference where people battling mental health concerns were just gonna sit and hear the whole aspire to acquire and not actually get targeted solutions to their problems or to their concerns. I decided that okay, I could start this support group. Started meeting once a month, and from there we grew into what we are right now. We're actually 3 this year, so go follow us in my head support group. Yeah, if you see a problem in your community and you feel that this is what aligns with me, for you it might be like climate change, planting trees, other climate change still. For some, it might be period poverty. There are different problems in your society that needs you, right? So after gaining all this experience, right, you also need to put it into practice. So you can put it into practice in different ways, right? This is just for those who have that vision in their head, specifically for them. So you've been planning, yes, chief planner, you've been planning so many things. You've written them down, you've imagined it in your head. Now it's time to get out of your head and put in the work. So your community needs to feel you. You've acquired all these skills, or you have the urge to do it. If you don't have skills, but you feel like you want to do something in your community, just join a community that addresses something similar. Except you don't, then you can, reach out to a few persons, also people with experience that could help you, strategize how to meet the needs of this your community. And don't forget to do needs assessment. So yes, get out of your head, go do that community project. It starts from somewhere. You don't need to start big with limited resources. You can start with your own resources. I know some people might be like, funding, or for some they might require like huge sum of money, but I decided to start small, right? Partnered with organizations. That is something you can also do. So this is me. I'm going beyond giving tips, but that's why I'm here, right? Self-development, and help you also achieve your full potential. So you can reach out to, let's say you want to use a space, you can reach out to them via partnership. Okay, bring in like, okay, let's collaborate. This is the idea I have, and this is how I plan to implement it, and this is how I want you to come in. They mustn't give you cash, yes. Like for me, I partner with American Corner for the space, so they give me the space. For some, it might also be, tech space. It mustn't necessarily be in the non-profit sector. It could also be in the for-profit sector, which is like the tech space. You could conduct like, discounted rates for people who want to go into tech, or it could be any other thing. So don't limit yourself. Start that project that you have in mind, or if you want to start up your own company, start it. In implementing your project, you're gaining experience, you're gaining more insights on how to handle it better. The way you implement a project this year would be different from the way you implement a project next year, right? So when you learn from this year, you become better. And that is what gaining experience is about, right? You don't need to wait for the government to provide a job for you. Think about these tips and the sky would be your starting point. I hope that with these few tips and points of mine, I have been able to, what did I say? So I hope you found this helpful. If you have any question, I'll be down there in the comment section, waiting to hear from you, your contributions, your questions. I'm down there. I love the comments so much. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to like this video. I'm sure you learned a thing or two or more. So don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, like it, yes, and also share share to your friends. Let's grow our community. Bonus tip, don't hoard information, right? I know it doesn't apply, but like we are like a global community, right? Together we help to provide solutions to the world's problem. If you feel like this is helpful to you and you feel like you can be helpful to the next person, then do me the favor of sharing it. Let's reach more people and have this video recommended to more people that actually need this. So thank you so much for your time and thank you for staying put up until now. Let me know if you would want me to, do more videos on this, because I would love to sit down and have, a chat or two with you. Okay, until we see again, I still remain V, the one that brings opportunity to you. Thank you for staying put. Bye.